Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're really digging into some powerful ancient sources. We've got the prophet Joel, the Psalms, Luke's Gospel.
Yeah, quite a mix. And they all seem to circle around these themes of, well, spiritual warfare, being prepared.
And this crucial idea of internal division,
Right.
How coherence, or the lack of it, is so critical.
Exactly. It's like there's this double challenge presented. You've got the big external threat, Joel calls it the day of the Lord, scary stuff.
Definitely. But then there's this other, maybe quieter internal battle, guarding against what one source calls empty spaces in your own life.
Right. So that's kind of our mission today, isn't it? To pull out the practical stuff from these, well, pretty dramatic texts.
How do you keep it together, maintain your integrity, your strength, when things feel like they're falling apart, either outside or inside?
Because division seems to be the big enemy here, whichever way you look at it.
Okay, so let's kick things off with the most alarming one, Joel's prophecy. It really hits hard from the start.
Oh, absolutely. The urgency is just palpable. This isn't some vague warning for the future. Joel's saying, now, panic stations.
He tells the priests, gird yourselves and weep. Wail, O ministers of the altar. I mean, that's pretty direct.
It is. He's demanding immediate action. Stop everything. Proclaim a fast, get the elders together, a total mobilization.
And what's the trigger for all this? It's specific, isn't it?
Yes, and key. He says the house of God is deprived of offering and libation. It's a spiritual crisis first.
So, like, the connection's broken, the rituals, the core practices, they've stopped.
Pretty much. You could say the spiritual engine has stalled completely. And because of that, ruin is right at the door. It's not just coming, it's here.
And the description of what's coming. Wow. A day of darkness and of gloom, a day of clouds and somberness.
Terrifying imagery. It's coming as ruin from the Almighty. And he compares the enemy force to dawn spreading over the mountain.
Something huge, unstoppable.
Yeah.
Something they've never seen before.
It really is the ultimate wake-up call. And think about what gird yourselves and weep means practically.
It's not just feeling bad, is it?
No, it's a command for deep, immediate reflection. Stop the normal routine. Stop pretending everything's fine. You have to face the severity. You can't just, carry on as usual.
Okay, so you start with this intense, almost paralyzing fear in Joel, but then the sources shift gears, don't they? We get Psalm 9.
Yeah, and that's such an important pivot. It provides this anchor. Amidst all the chaos Joel describes, the psalm says, hold on, there's an ultimate order.
It states, the Lord sits enthroned forever for judgment. That's a very different vibe.
Totally. It's a certainty cutting through the panic. The core message is the Lord will judge the world with justice and govern the peoples with equity. There's a foundation, even when the immediate situation looks dire.
And there's almost a sense of satisfaction. Or maybe vindication in the psalm. It mentions the wicked being destroyed, nations sunk in the pit they made.
Right. It's saying, yes, the threat is real, the chaos is real, but justice is also real, and it's eternal. It doesn't negate the urgency of Joel.
But it frames it differently, puts it in perspective.
Exactly. It grounds that immediate fear in a larger certainty. So prepare urgently, yes, but no, there's an ultimate righteous resolution.
That balance is fascinating. External chaos, internal preparation, ultimate divine order. Okay, but now let's turn inward, because Luke's gospel really zooms in on this idea of internal coherence.
Yeah, Luke 11. This is where we get into the nuts and bolts of division itself.
It starts with a conflict, right? Jesus is casting out a demon, and people accuse him.
They accuse him of doing it by the power of Beelzebul, the prince of demons. Basically, they're saying his power comes from the very evil he seems to be fighting, trying to undermine him from within.
But Jesus doesn't just brush it off.
Yeah.
He uses logic, pure logic.
Brilliant logic. He lays down this fundamental principle. Every kingdom divided against itself will be laid waste, and house will fall against house. It's just true. For kingdoms, for businesses, for families, for a person.
If you're fighting yourself, you can't stand.
Precisely. He poses that rhetorical question. If Satan is divided against himself, fighting his own demons, how will his kingdom stand? It doesn't make sense.
It forces them into a corner. If they accept his logic, their accusation falls apart.
Right. And the implication is huge. If he's not using Beelzebul's power, but driving out demons by the finger of God,
then the kingdom of God has arrived right there among them.
Exactly. The insight here is so transferable. Internal coherence isn't just nice to have, it's essential for survival, for effectiveness. If your team's pulling in different directions, if your own goals are conflicting.
You're weakened. You're setting yourself up to fail.
Absolutely. And Luke makes it clear there's no middle ground on this alignment. Later on, Jesus says, "Whoever is not with me is against me, and whoever does not gather with me scatters."
Choose a side. Be unified. Because neutrality or lack of commitment actually causes scattering. It leads to division.
That idea of alignment, of choosing sides internally, flows right into the next metaphor Jesus uses, the strong man.
Ah, yes. The strong man guarding his palace. It starts off sounding secure.
It does. You've got this picture. A strong man, he's fully armed, he's vigilant, guarding his palace, his possessions are safe, he's done the prep work.
He seems okay. Solid defenses.
But then someone stronger comes along, one stronger than he, attacks and overcomes him.
And here's the bit that always gets me. The stronger one takes away the armor the first guy relied on. His trusted defenses fail him. How?
Well, I think the implication is that being fully armed is necessary, but maybe not sufficient. Or perhaps he became complacent, relying only on the armor, the existing setup.
Like resting on your laurels, assuming past success guarantees future security.
Maybe. The stronger one doesn't just defeat him. He strips away the very source of his confidence, the armor he trusted. Then he distributes the spoils. It's total defeat and dismantling.
So static defense isn't enough. You can't just set up your walls and think you're done.
It seems not. Vigilance needs to be active, maybe adaptive. You have to anticipate that stronger one. This links right back to guarding your own life, your soul. Unique strength, yes, but also constant awareness.
Which brings us perfectly to maybe the most famous part of this reading, and maybe the most unsettling, the danger of the empty house.
Ah, yes. This is such a critical warning, especially about what happens after a cleanup.
So the unclean spirit leaves a person.
And it wanders through arid regions searching for rest, looking for a place to land, basically. It can't find one.
So it thinks, I'll go back where I came from. And it finds its old house.
Swept clean and put in order. It looks good. The mess is gone. The problem seems solved.
This is what we want, right? When we break a bad habit or get rid of something negative, we want the house clean and tidy.
We do. But here's the catch, the real danger. It's clean, it's orderly, but it's empty.
The cleaning happened, but not the refilling.
Exactly. The negative was removed, but a strong, positive presence wasn't actively put in its place. It's a vacuum.
I think about this with, say, quitting smoking or cutting out social media. If you don't fill that time, that space, with something else.
The old thing, or something worse, can rush back in, and that's what happens here. The spirit doesn't just move back in alone.
No, it brings friends, bad friends.
7 other spirits, more wicked than itself, they all move in. And the result, the person's final state is worse than the first.
Oof. That's a sobering thought. Just cleaning isn't enough. It might even make things riskier if you don't follow through.
It creates this dangerous vulnerability. Getting rid of the bad has to be followed by actively installing the good.
Okay, so this is where it gets really practical. That reflection source we have nails it, saying, evil seeks to enter empty spaces in our hearts. It needs that void.
And the solution is straightforward, conceptually at least. Proactive occupation. Fill the space. As the source says, when we fill them with God's Spirit, there is no room for darkness.
So it shifts from just defense the strong man guarding to positive inhabitation, filling the house with light, essentially.
Exactly. Which brings us back beautifully to the confidence we saw in Psalm 27. Remember,
The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear?
Right. That confidence comes precisely because the inner space isn't empty. It's filled with light, with salvation, with the Lord. There's no room for fear or for those wicked spirits because the place is already occupied by something stronger.
And the way to achieve that filling, the reflection mentions practical things.
Simple but vital things. Prayer, reading scripture, active love, service. These aren't just, religious duties. They're the practical ways you fill that internal space, ensuring it's occupied by light and strength.
So pulling it all together, we see this complete arc. Start with Joel's urgent call. Wake up, prepare, mobilize.
Then Luke's clear logic. Get internally aligned because division means collapse. Protect yourself like the strong man, but don't get complacent.
Then the crucial step. Don't just clean the house, fill the house. Actively occupy it with good, with God's Spirit, with light.
And underpinning all this is the assurance from Psalm 9. Ultimate justice prevails. And maybe even a hint of the final victory from John's gospel Christ being lifted up, casting out the prince of this world.
So the real takeaway from this deep dive feels like true security, that guarded palace, isn't just about building walls or cleaning house.
No, it's about what or who actively lives inside those walls. It's about occupying the space with something positive, unified, and stronger than anything that might try to come back.
Failure often seems to happen not during the cleanup, but in that vulnerable, empty phase afterward.
That transition is critical.
So if these sources are hammering home that a divided kingdom falls, maybe the question for you, listening, is about those subtle divisions in your own life.
Right. The ones that might creep in when you've cleaned up something but haven't intentionally filled that space. Are those little empty corners weakening your resolve, your goals, without you even realizing it?
Think about a recent step you took, maybe getting rid of a bad habit, changing a negative pattern. What did you actively, intentionally put in its place?
How are you ensuring your inner house is truly occupied, not just swept clean?
Something to definitely mull over. That wraps up this deep dive.